If you want to get photos like these, then you're gonna need something like this. This is an ND filter, neutral density filter. Basically this goes in front of your lens and it darkens the whole scene so you can keep your shutter open for a longer amount of time. So what that means is if you are using an ND filter, you can shoot long exposures. That means you can get those beautiful smooth waters, beautiful smooth waterfalls, smooth clouds, everything becomes smooth. So right now I framed the shot with the pier in the distance over there, and I have a 10-stop ND filter on, and I'm at f16, 20 seconds, ISO 100. So if you want to get one of these filters, and I recommend that you do, because it's going to take your photography to a whole nother level. There's a couple of things you need to know. There's basically two numbers that you need to know to purchase one of these. I left my first location because I saw this patch of the beach. I can get a better access and I can get a better view of that pier behind me, because I want to get a symmetrical shot. So I don't want any angles in my photos. That's why I want to be dead on that pier from this section here. So from here, I reckon I could get a better view of that pier. Much better. Now notice how I have these poles in my shot, but once I'm going to zoom in on the pier, those are not going to be an issue anymore. Okay, so the first thing you need to decide on is how many stops should the filter have. Basically it means how dark it is, right? Because the darker the filter, the more you have to keep the shutter open to gather that light onto the sensor. This filter, for example, it's 10 stops dark, so that means it will darken my shot 10 times. If you don't know what a stop of light is, it's basically just double or half of the amount that you already have. So in simple terms, if you have a thousandth of a second on your shot and you need double the light, you need to reduce the shutter speed to half, so that's going to put you at 1/500th of a second, right? Okay, so like I said, this is a 10-stop filter. Then we have 2 stops, 4 stops. I have another filter that is 7 stops, so you can get them in any amount of stops you want. My first ever ND filter was a 7-stop filter, and then I realized quickly that I need a darker one, so I purchased the 10-stop, and ever since then I kept using the 10-stop. I think a 10-stop filter is a good place to start. Beautiful location, man, over here. It's very good for sunsets as well, and also it's good for bird watching and bird photographing. Actually, when I was parking and I walked in the park, I saw maybe 4 bald eagles. Very cool. They were fighting for territory or whatever. It's called Crescent Beach, by the way, here in the city of Surrey. So the first thing you need to know about your ND is how dark you want it to be, and the second thing you need to know about your ND filter is the diameter, because these are built in different diameters, because lenses have different diameters, right? This one, for example, is a 52 millimeter diameter, right? The front, this one, is a 52 millimeter, so that means I need an ND filter that can thread on that front of the lens. So this is a 52 millimeter diameter as well. So this one just goes in front of it, you thread it, and boom, that stays on. Now you have a ND filter on your lens. Now here's another example of a bigger diameter. This is a 77 millimeters lens diameter. We have beautiful sunlight over there. Look at that. Just cool how it reflects from the surface of the water. And the sky is not too shabby either. We have some clouds on the sky, which is perfect, right, for photography. What's cool about the ND filter is you can use it to get minimalist shots as well. I did a minimalist photo shoot. I have a vlog from that as well. You can check it out. I'll link it up here. see this wooden structure that goes right into the ocean over there? I'm going to use this as a leading line to get a nice composition, and on top of that I'm going to have a long exposure to smooth out the water. So I'm going to set up for that, and I want to see what that will look like. Now for this one I cannot use the zoom, the telephoto zoom lens which I have on the camera right now, because I need a wide angle to show as much of this as possible, and also I want to get down and low with the camera to get this closer to the bottom of the frame. So I'm going to use my 17 to 55mm lens, but I have a ND filter for that as well. The image is pretty cool, I like it. The only thing is, too bad the water is all the way out there, but it is what it is. It's low tide, so I can't order the water to come back here. So now I want to show you how to actually use one of these, because when you're shooting normal photos without the ND on, you just put the camera at your eye, you see what you want to photograph, you press the shutter button halfway to focus, and then you press it all the way to take the shot. Problem is, when you put this on the lens, the camera will not see anything because it's going to be dark as heck. The camera will try to focus, but because it cannot see any contrast in the scene, it cannot focus, because that's how cameras focus, right? They see contrast, they look for contrast, right? Something that is wider against something that is darker, and that's what it uses to focus on. But because everything is dark and it cannot find contrast, you will hear the motor try to focusing, but it will never get it, right? So that's why you need to focus prior without the filter on, and then go into manual mode and then put the filter on. So let me demonstrate this. Okay, so right now I'm looking through the viewfinder and I'm focusing on my subject, which is this wood structure here. And now I'm focused. Now I'm not going to touch the button anymore, and what I have to do is put the camera into manual focus. On this Nikon body I have this button here that I can just switch it from auto to manual, so that does the trick. No matter how much I press on the button, it's not going to focus. It's just going to take the photo, but it's not going to focus. But I am already focused because I focused in advance when I looked through the viewfinder. Now I'm in manual focus, and of course when I focused I'm also framed and composed. I got my framing, my composition, my focused, everything is ready to go. I'm in manual focus now. All I have to do, put this guy on, I have my exposure set, and now one thing left to do, boom, and that's it. There's another video on my channel that talks about another type of filter, that's the circular polarizer. I'm going to link that up here as well, so go check that out too if you're interested. It's a very nice filter that gets rid of the reflections, so check that out as well. Position my camera right in the middle of this jetty here, of this walkway, so I can get nice symmetry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my shutter for 30 seconds, so this way I can try to induce some sort of motion in those clouds on the sky. Another long exposure going on, 10 seconds f13 ISO 100 with the 10 stop ND filter on. Composition wise, I'm getting these boulders on the bottom of the frame with the pier in the background, and with the smooth water from the long exposure with the ND filter on, it should be a good photo. Another long exposure with the ND filter on, this time a bit lower. We already have some beautiful light on that side from the sunset, beautiful colors. Meanwhile, I'm shooting this pier over here with the ND filter, Let's see what we got. Oh, not too bad actually. That's very nice. I reframed on the pier, more to the left side. If you want to know how to shoot beautiful photographs, take a look in the description. There's a couple of goodies for you over there. Okay, so that's it for me. I'll leave you with this beautiful sunset, and I'll catch you in the next video. My name is Adrian. This was the ND filter. Be good. Take care. Peace.